Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Emosebo. Thanks for watching the video. We back again, talking comics like always. Daniel Galvan is here with me. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. He does follow rules. He does follow the directions. Dan, what did you read this week?
Memo, this is going to sound crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but I read The Button and I read Secret Empire.
Oh, are those new?
Every single week. This is the third time we're doing this.
Every single week.
And our main two stories is the main story in Marvel, the main story in DC.
Yeah.
I read those. I read plenty of others, but
cool.
That's where we got to start here. Right?
Hi, guys. Secret Empire. Some love it, some hate it. Cap is a Nazi. Cap is cool, whatever. But Secret Empire #1 came out this past Wednesday, and the free comic book day edition in Saturday.
Yeah.
What did you think? Overall thoughts on the progression? How's the story going? Are you liking it? Did you like what happened in this issue? What's up?
I'm super excited, Memo, to talk about Secret Empire 1 because every single comic I've really talked about here, I've loved, I've liked, I've enjoyed. And I'm tired of being that guy who's like, I love everything. So I'm excited because I did not like this one.
Okay.
Secret Empire #1. And spoilers. It had some nice revelations.
Spoilers.
It had some interesting things, but at the end of the day, the reason why I didn't like this issue, I thought issue 0 was phenomenal, was it was just hard to read. It was really long. Yeah. It was kind of boring.
A lot of words in this one.
A lot of words that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you want comics to be enjoyable and fun to read. This one wasn't it. There was key points that did happen that were exciting, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this series. But Secret Empire #1 left a whole lot more to be desired.
Cool. Yeah. So if you had to rate it from 1 to 10?
Ooh, I'd go 5. I'd go 5 out of 10. What would you... Okay, first off, what'd you think of it? Because I feel like I probably liked it less than you did.
Yeah, I think I agree with you that it's a lot of words. It's a lot of setup and like politics. What I did like is that we get to see like the ideals of the new Hydra, like what they changed in the history books, what they want in like education and stuff like that. That was, I actually kind of like reading about politics and the ideals and the philosophy of Hydra, this new supreme leader, Cap, Steve Rogers' Hydra. It is still engaging. It kept me interesting on page by page, but it's not like number 0, issue 0. I was way better. I think I would go like 6.5 out of 10 with this one. Hydra's ruling the nation, right, in this one. It's almost close to ruling over the world. Like I said, the history books have been rewritten. The media is mostly censored. Hydra says that everyone that goes against them is fake news, which sounds familiar. Who says that a lot?
Yeah, I mean, comics are definitely a reaction to
Donald
Trump. I mean, we're not going to talk about Green Arrow, but Green Arrow is definitely a comic that's been a hardcore metaphor about Trump and Trump's America. Yeah, you're right. This was a great world building comic, and it's probably a long-term play because it establishes the world that they now live in, and there will be a payoff for when the heroes prevail. But like I said, that's why I didn't like it. There were still plenty of things to like. I loved the idea of the champions and a few other superheroes like Hawkeye and Black Widow being in a mountain. I thought that was cool. Yeah. They're just surviving. They're not really looking to be heroes anymore. They're that defeated. The second thing I really liked was the stakes of this. You know, at the very end, spoiler alert.
There are no stakes in this thing.
Well, the stakes are they killed Rick Jones at the very end of it, and I love that scene. That was emotional, dude. And that felt like an inflection point of when the light switch turns on for the hologram Tony Stark and Hawkeye to be more aggressive. I thought that was a beautiful point, and I thoroughly enjoyed that part. Although, rest in peace, Rick Jones.
Yeah. So first, I think the stakes thing that you said, like something I don't like about, or maybe the biggest negative apart from Captain being Hydra, is that the Cosmic Cube is in play. So like it doesn't matter because if Rick Jones dies or whatever happens, the Cosmic Cube is gonna be used and they're gonna like change history again. Eliza told the Captain that she wants him to use a cube to make like the world a Hydra world, something like that, right? So I don't think, even if it did feel like a heavy punch, Rick Jones' death, I don't think it has like big consequences, or it can be erased.
That's a good point. They've done so much damage that it makes it super obvious and predictable that they're going to reset it all. You can't continue in this world with all the damage Cap has done. And what I would say is, lastly, I don't know how much time has passed from issue 0 to now, but for Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, to be stuck outside the planet,
Captain
Marvel. So excuse me, sorry.
Yes,
Kamala Khan or whatever. For Carol Danvers to be outside the planet for 6 months,
it's
a bit unrealistic. Like, how is she gonna eat?
Yeah,
where is she gonna pee?
It's weird.
Poop. At some point, she's gonna have to sleep as she's fighting. Anyways, that's
so Cap's teammates are still trapped outside Earth by the shield, and the other ones are in darkness in New York still. Cap with the Rick Jones stuff, Cap told him that all he had to do or say was Hail Hydra, right? That's all he had to do for him to be saved. But instead of that, he screams Avengers Assemble, and the guy gets shot.
Yeah.
So the two things that I'm not liking about it is that, like you said, a lot of time passed and the people are still outside and trapped. Like, how long are they gonna be there? I don't know. But I really like the meta thing that they used in this issue. Like, the writer uses Captain Marvel to talk about the state of the comic book events and how many people don't like it, talking about like not being complacent with big changes. Do you like big changes in comic books, like what we see with Cap? Do you like that?
I mean, I like subtle shift changes. I want it to be deserved. I like moving a character along. Change is necessary, but dramatic changes to me, what they say is we're just trying to sell comic books and we're trying to shock jock it. So that's my big issue. And speaking of selling comic books, like, they didn't sell comic books on Saturday, right? They gave one away for free, and it tied into Secret Empire. I didn't read it.
So that was a big thing that happened there. I think the biggest thing coming from Secret Empire was Cap actually saying Hail Hydra, which the internet just blew up. And this big thing is Cap being able to lift Mjolnir. So Cap picks up the hammer, and the question is, how or why is he still worthy after all the murder and all the bad things that he has done? Or the other side could be that they spelled it. They did an enchanting thing with it, or maybe Eliza used some of her magic for the hammer, or like, since they used the cosmic cube, they changed the reality, and the good thing is to be Hydra, so he is worthy. So there's a lot of discussion there. What do you think of Cap lifting Mjolnir? Do you think he's still worthy? Can he be redeemable? What are your thoughts on him being Mjolnir? Using Mjolnir?
Well, I think that's just a nice way to say that Cap is redeemable, that Cap is misguided, and he isn't buried 6 feet under in terms of character development. He will return to form, which I think we all kind of want to see. So I thought that was a nice hat tip. I didn't actually read the issue, but it feels like I don't have to. It feels like you told me already. So who cares?
So that's also like an explanation of why in this issue, in Secret Empire #1, he rallies some of the Avengers, right? Yes. So he gets Odinson, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Deadpool, and people were like, why are they in Cap's side? Maybe they saw or they think that he is worthy by lifting Mjolnir, but I don't know. It is a big thing. I want to know what's up with that. What's going to happen with Cap lifting Mjolnir? I don't know what you guys think. Is he still worthy in your eyes? Is he redeemable? Is it maybe like a new world? Is it the reality is evil, so evil is good? There's a lot to discuss in that. But yeah, what about the arts? Did you like the way they drew the expressions of Cap, Rick Jones, all of that?
It didn't stick out to me. I mean, it's a lot of pages, and that goes hand in hand with the general enjoyment of this. There were so many pages that it was taxing to read, and I would assume it would be taxing to pencil, right? What do you think of the art?
I think some of it I really liked, like the expressions in Cap's face.
Yeah.
The Hydra Council, they were really well drawn when they were discussing it.
Here's something interesting. I like listening to this podcast called Pick of the Week, and they mentioned something that I hadn't noticed until I went back and reread it. On the Hydra Council, there's oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy he looks like MODOK, but he's not MODOK. He has like the little
Zola.
There are many panels in which he is talking, but they cut him off where you don't actually see his head. You see the thing on top of him.
Yeah.
And it looks weird. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's funny. You don't see his face. It's like the artist.
The little things, man.
It's like, laziness almost. But yeah, anyways, I just want to point that
art out. Is meh. But yeah, the issue overall, you should read it because it is a big event. A lot of things are happening. Yep. Not that great, not as good as issue number 0. but it is furthering the story. It is still pretty good, pretty entertaining. You should read it.
Yeah, of the 6 main comics we've talked about these first 3 weeks, definitely the worst one.
Yeah.
But again, I would stick with it. And but yeah, this wasn't the best comic of the week.
Yeah. How about, is Batman number 22 better?
100%.
What did you think of that one?
I don't know if it was my favorite comic this week, but it was up there. I loved it. Again, this is the 2 writers, Tom King, Josh Williamson. They're teaming together with the Flash. A lot of things happened here.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest revelation is Thomas Wayne.
Yeah,
telling
dude.
Batman he doesn't want Batman to be Batman anymore. That's got to mess with his psyche.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, I just thoroughly enjoy this comic. The Button is just delivering time and again. This is kind of a smaller story again, but I love it. And it leaves me very excited to, I guess, tomorrow, Wednesday, read the finale, which I assume is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. Something that was going through my mind when I read this was Flashpoint, because you read that one. It was pretty cool story. Probably most of you have read it. Thomas Wayne, the Batman in Flashpoint. It was really weird because the last thing we saw Thomas, he was like dying in that world, right? He was dying, and the world was being erased from reality because it's like an alternate history. It's not like an alternate Earth. That's why it was weird. So Bruce and Barry come back thanks to the cosmic treadmill, which we talked about. It was really weird, and find Thomas in his cave. And they say that the history was being held in place. So the Watchmen are really powerful, dude. It was weird watching that world still there. But like I told you, the last time we talked about Thomas Wayne and Bruce interacting, I told you that they were gonna get emotional first, then they were gonna team up to fight.
Yeah.
Bruce wasn't gonna like the way Thomas deals with the bad guys with guns, so he threw a batarang to his gun, and then they joined again and they fought, and he got emotional. It was really, I think it was really obvious the way it was gonna go, but it was really, really, really good to read, really entertaining, really emotional. Thomas Wayne, like you said, the big thing was that he told Bruce to stop wearing the cowl, to stop dwelling in the grief and darkness, to have a life. And I think that Bruce will eventually stop being Batman. I think that's what's gonna happen to Bruce. That he's gonna hang up the cape and the cowl. What do you think?
That may happen for like 6 weeks, and then they return to form. I mean, they did that not too long ago with Scott Snyder, right? Where Batman was no longer Bruce.
Yeah, and Gordon became Batman.
Yeah, I feel like that would be awful. That could happen.
I mean, what do you think if you think they will have someone take Batman's place? Maybe Nightwing again?
Potentially Nightwing. It seems like Damon is way too young.
Yeah, Damon.
In comic book, but Nightwing maybe. Although I guess he's in Bloodhaven or something. But I don't know. I hope not. But I feel like we are due for a major comic event in the DC world, and Batman will surely be an integral part.
Yeah.
I hope he ignores his father. I mean, like his father has bad suggestions. He uses guns to kill people.
Yeah.
But I did love the dynamic of these two characters in this
awesome,
comic.
dude.
The one time we'll get it. The big question is, why was the Flashpoint held together? I'm sure we'll get the answer next week.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't like. That nothing of Watchmen, no mysteries were solved or answered in this one.
You gotta wait one more issue to see what the payoff is, the final part in Flash. So
it's gonna be really cool.
The payoff is gonna really determine how great this was, because there's been a lot of setup, and then the fourth part will tell us a lot. Hopefully, fingers crossed. My favorite panel of the whole comic was early on. It was when
they put on the cowl.
No, it was when Flash and Batman popped up in Thomas Wayne's cave. That initial panel had them front and center, and in the background, it had Thomas Wayne shocked and surprised in the background.
Yeah.
I just love that panel by Jason Fabok, the artist. So.
Yeah, the splash pages were awesome. I think my favorite one was when they both put on the cowl and they're like, jumping to action. Like just watching the father and son, both Batman just putting on the costume was so cool. Something that I never thought was gonna happen, and it just looked amazing. The art is so cool in Batman and the Flash. Those two artists are great, and I can't wait for the finale. Two big things, Marvel and DC. We've covered those. Dan, I know you read a bunch more of the comics because you had a lot of free time.
Yeah. Girls don't text me back, etc., etc.
Yeah, so if you had to choose 3 of the comics you enjoyed the most, which one was your first one?
First one, I'll stick with DC, and then we'll move towards Marvel. Superman 22.
Of course.
This was the third part of the Black Dawn chapter. Black Dawn series.
Yeah, Black Dawn.
This has primarily been told, this series, from the perspective of Superman's son. But this one was told from the perspective of Lois Lane. This was from her as Superman and his son go investigate what happened to Batman, because this is also a team of Batman and Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
And so, without spoiling too much, I would say this is just like an interesting shift in the point of view. Lois Lane, it was very, very fun. It was fast-paced. I thought it was a great comic. There was, spoiler here, Lois Lane in a Batmobile. I thought that was epic. That was cool. And I'm looking forward to see what's going on with Black Dawn, because this was a storyline that at first appeared to be small, but is slowly but surely fleshing out. That's when I would recommend Superman 22. So I know you read a couple comics.
I read a couple of them.
Give me one that you liked.
A number one issue, which a lot of people were anticipating, really eager to read. Black Bolt number 1. That's right. Blackagar Boltagon, one of the best names in comics history. Really weird, from Kirby and Lee. This series is really different from what we're used to reading, like the classic way of the comics are written. It follows Black Bolt in a prison and the things that he does to escape a certain prison. And it's really cool because everything is like narration. Like someone is narrating his story. It will be really silent. It will be a silent series because the guy, of course, can't like speak or he'll kill everyone. And it just gives you a certain like point of view into his mind, what he goes through, what he thinks about. Given that it's a silent series, I think the art will be key here, like visual storytelling, what it looks like, since he's not gonna do much talking. But it's really good. The first issue was really good. Check it out if you want to know how his mind works and want to know why he is imprisoned. It was really cool. Black Bolt number 1.
Yeah, as much as Secret Empire was hard to read, Black Bolt number 1 was easy to read.
Super easy to read.
Quick, it was fun. The art was good. The story's interesting. I don't know why he's imprisoned. Yeah. Black Bolt 1 I would recommend for sure.
What's next?
I'm going to go stick with DC. I was thinking of going Green Arrow 22. There are high stakes in that comic book for sure. But I will stick with DC. The Flintstones.
Oh, man.
Number 11, The Flintstones. You must read The Flintstones. It's written by Mark Russell. And The Flintstones is just a really readable comic. It's fun. It's not what you expect. I would recommend it. I think there's only one more issue and then it's over. This one's all about how hipsters are awful.
Alrighty.
It's a funny comic.
Hipsters.
Read The Flintstones. Read all 11 issues. I recommend The Flintstones issue number 11. That's all I can say. Super readable.
Cool.
And awesome. Hipsters suck.
Alright.
What do you got? What's the last one you got?
Jean Grey number 1. Another number 1. We see... What?
What's wrong with comic books?
What?
You picked the 2 number 1s.
2 number 1s.
I hate the number 1s. We always do the number 1s. We always reboot.
It's the big things. Yeah, so Jean Grey. The current Jean Grey is really young. We get to see and experience the Jean Grey going through her own adventures. She has to deal with the wrecking... I forgot their names, but they're like...
The Wrecking Crew.
The Wrecking Crew, the bad guys from Thor. And she is really powerful, but she doesn't know that yet. She has her TK powers are great. She deals with them really good, really well. You should read the story if you want to know what her adventures are about. The cool thing about it is that it ends with a really, really good cliffhanger. I don't want to spoil it, but we knew it was coming. How about I leave it like that? We knew it was coming. It's going to get really good. This first issue wasn't that exciting, but it promises really cool things ahead. You should check it out.
I don't think you would spoil it if you say what happened. I'm going to say what happened. Okay. It's not a spoiler.
Well,
spoiler alert. Jean Grey, once again, it's a comic book about Jean Grey. It's fresh, it's young, it's new, it's a different Jean.
Yeah.
And what do they do at the end of the comic book? They allude to the Phoenix again. And it's tiring and annoying.
The Phoenix Force is coming back.
Spoiler alert. No duh. I mean, it's already in Thor right now. But I'm so tired of it. I just want Jean Grey without the Phoenix Force because we've got it a million times. Anyways.
So yeah, Phoenix Force.
Last comic.
Yeah.
I'll go with number 1.
Yeah.
Written by Jerry Duggan. All new Guardians of the Galaxy. There were 3 Guardians book.
Yeah, a lot of Guardian stuff right now.
Obviously, they want to get the money.
Yep.
This was the best one. Thankfully, it was the title that appears to have the longest leash in terms of what it's doing. It was a heist comic. It was really cool. There's spoilers with the movies, but not really because it's an early scene. But there's some synergy with the Grandmaster has given them a task here to steal, just like he did in the early parts of the movie. So at the end of the day, what I liked about this comic is that it was an enjoyable one to read. It really grasped the dynamics of this team, what makes it good, what makes it funny. And All New Guardians of the Galaxy to me was a fast-paced comic. It wasn't this like massive scale event, but it did set some things in the future. There was somebody out there. It had Baby Groot. And so the question is,
Baby Groot.
The question is, why is Baby Groot not growing? And the answer is, somebody stole like a part of Baby Groot and is growing an army of Groots.
Oh wow,
cool.
dude!
Cool idea. But so All New Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I wouldn't say it was my favorite comic. Actually, Black Bolt may have been my favorite comic of the week. I don't know, but a great week for comics for sure.
Yeah.
So
cool beans, guys. Those were our top picks of the week. Secret Empire, The Button, and a bunch more. Of course, this Wednesday is comic book week. Tomorrow's comic book week, so we're gonna be checking those out. The finale for The Button is what I'm most excited about. Tell me, what are you most eager to read or check out? Or
I have no idea what's coming out next week. I don't know.
First, you never know what's coming out.
It comes at you all the time, much like this big black thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, not another #1 issue.
Hope
but I'm
not.
sure there is. No, I know. I think it's getting canceled, which sucks.
A lot of things are getting canceled, right? Yeah, no more Patsy Walker for Dan. But yeah, guys, thank you again for watching the video. I am Emosebo. This is Daniel Galvan. Say bye.
Say bye.
Of course. And we'll see you in our next video. Peace.